that didn't work out as well as I hoped. I got a new tablet recently, so I'm going to be able to do my videos on there rather than on my iPod. So I thought I'd do a new one. My bookshelf in the background, the other one, it was kind of weirdly, placed in order kind of thing, and with this one, I've gone color-coded by the rainbow, so it's very colorful. I don't have very great resolution on my tablet, so you wouldn't know that, but very colorful. But the book I want to talk about today is Lone Wolf. Lone Wolf by Judy Picoult. I got this book a few years ago for a birthday from my grandma, and it was hard to read at first. I think I was grade 6 I got this book. And it was really hard to read at first because it flips between so many people's point of views. It flips between the brother, the main girl, and the dad, and the mom. It flips through like a whole bunch of things, and then every once in a while I think it even flips to a wolf's point of view. I'm not sure. I think so, but I haven't read this thing for like 3 years. But it's an amazing book from what I remember. I actually really liked this book. I liked the fact that it's one of the things that it was one of my attempts to branch out, because I usually stay up in my own little world of, like, my own little bubble of One Direction fan fiction and romance stories. But this one, it was more realistic. It's got to do with, like, how we don't really even take care of things anymore, and I don't know, I really liked this book, and I thought that I should review it, because it was a really good book. I'm actually thinking I might reread it again, because I forget everything that happens, and I've read so much on the site Wattpad, or the app Wattpad. I've read so many people's amazing stories, how they flip from point of view to point of view. So now that I've gotten used to point of view, I might be able to reread this again and actually understand it better. Because at grade 6, you can't really flip from point of view to point of view that easily. It is a great struggle to actually get past those few pages and be like, you know what, no, I'm just going to skip this and go to the next thing. So yeah, I think I might reread this, because it was a good book when I read it, from what I remember. And I've got the hardcover. The jacket's pretty beaten up, but the inside's still very beautiful. Just like blue. I prefer like hardcover as opposed to paperback, because paperback can rip. Like, paperback can rip, it can get easily damaged, but with the hardcover, like, you can always take off the slipcover, and it's just always just pure simplicity on the bottom, and it's just pretty much amazing. So, there's that. There's the book part of the whole spiel. I'm going to review The Fault in Our Stars, and what's new for music-wise? I'm gonna have to think about that. Okay, so like I said, I was gonna be reviewing The Fault in Our Stars. I had to get a picture off my iPod because, well, I'm not exactly rich enough to actually buy the movie poster. Anyway, I went to see The Fault in Our Stars opening night, and I got there a little late, so I missed maybe first 15 minutes, maybe-ish, around there. For those of you who have seen it, we came into the part where Isaac was saying that he needed to cry and play video games. So we missed quite a bit. But when I watched the movie, from what I watched, was absolutely amazing. I'd already read the book beforehand, so I already kind of knew what happened before, so I didn't really miss much. I thought The Fault in Our Stars, next to Divergent, and a couple other really good movies that were almost exactly the same as the book. I'm thinking that The Fault in Our Stars was the absolute best, like, book to, like, it was the absolute best book to movie ratio kind of thing. It was the exact same. I remember right at the end of the movie where everything starts to get extremely emotional. Everybody around was crying, and I felt really bad because I didn't even shed a tear because I'd already read the book, so I already knew what was going to happen, and it just didn't really feel right to cry because I had already cried when I read the book. And also, when I went out to visit my dad for July, like the second night I was there, I went to The Fault in Our Stars again with my friend, and I watched the start again, and it was actually really good. I think that The Fault in Our Stars has to be one of my favorite movies ever, like singular movies anyway, because obviously Twilight's a whole different story. But yeah, The Fault in Our Stars, I'd have to say, is probably one of the most amazing movies ever. You should totally go check it out. It's left theaters, but if you wait, it's probably going to come out on DVD sometime soon, and it's just pure amazing. So, yeah. Okay, so as most of you can see, that probably, if you actually paid attention and looked, that thing just said Nashville. I've absolutely fallen in love with the show Nashville. I watched it on Netflix because Netflix is my secret addiction. Not too much of a secret anymore. But I've fallen in love with Nashville. Therefore, I've fallen in love with the music. The song that's playing in the background right now is Used, which is on the Nashville soundtrack. It was my favorite song probably out of the whole season. Because that was season 1, and then season 2 was Black Roses by Claire Bowen. But in this episode, Juliet's mom, sober companion, was in a relationship with Juliet Barnes, and then he just took off with a bunch of money and with a bunch of money and a ring and stuff. He took off, and he made Juliet believe that they actually had something, and that's where the whole point of use comes into it, is because all he used her for was her money and her fame. And so that's why it's probably one of my favorite songs, like, of all time. I have listened to it a lot. I've also listened to Black Roses and a lot of other songs on the Nashville soundtrack. I definitely recommend you get the whole, like, Season 1, Volume 1, Season 1, Volume 2, Season 2, Volume 1, and Season 2, Volume 2, because you will not regret it. The songs are so catchy, and these are just, these are actors and actresses that you've never seen before except for this show. And I think it's probably, I kind of stumbled upon Nashville. I was extremely bored one day, and I was watching Netflix, and I didn't know what to watch. So I just clicked Nashville, and I watched the first episode, and then I couldn't stop watching it. It was the exact same thing as Gossip Girl. I just decided to watch one episode one day, and then it was just pure, I don't know, it was just, I fell in love with it. I fell in love with Gossip Girl and the whole Dan and Serena and Blair and Chuck, and I would, I'd come home after school just to sit on the couch and watch Gossip Girl. Anyway, my new fascination is Nashville. I personally love Claire Bowen the most, next to Juliet. I like the girl that plays Juliet Barnes, Hayden Panettiere. I don't know if I said her name wrong or right, because that's extremely, not my expertise. But, there we go. Yeah, the girl that plays Juliet Barnes, and Juliet Barnes is my favorite character out of the TV show, but Claire Bowen, I absolutely love her voice, so I guess she'd have to be my favorite musician kind of thing. I don't know. It's equal between Hayden and Claire. But, yeah, that was music, that was movie, and that was book. So that is my most recent update. I'm going to try and upload more if I can. But again, I'm starting high school for the first time. I guess you can only start high school once. But I'm starting high school, so I'm going to be extremely busy. And I'm going to try and upload as much as possible. Bye!